The hand and torch of the Statue of Liberty under construction. Paris, 1876. The beautiful Barbara Eden at the bowling alley in the 1960s enjoying one of her favourite pastimes. On February 19, 1972, 5 armed militants of the United Red Army seized the building of the Asamasanso Mountain boarding house and took the boarding house manager's wife hostage. Eilef Brayton photographed in Boo, Norway in circa 1895. Brayton made a living travelling from village to village repairing cups and vessels, as well as working as a cobbler and tinsmith. Legendary baseball player Jackie Robinson signs autographs for young fans. Ghanaian soldiers, early 20th century. United States soldier poses in body armor while on Paris, France, 12 of June 1918. Ketchup, mustard and sugar being poured on the heads of college students at a sit-in protest in a Jackson, Mississippi Woolworth store, 1963. Young Lucy Liu in 1992. Formal portraits rarely featured smiles, but they can be found in photographs of daily life during this period. 1912, South Carolina. A youngster practices her ballet on a rainy day in Balsall Heath, Birmingham, England, 1968. Donald Trump, his children Eric and Ivanka, and Jeffrey Epstein in 1993, attending the opening of the Harley-Davidson Cafe in Manhattan. One of the settlements in Lebanon after an Israeli air raid, 1972. World's first travel bureau for trips to the planets of Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, and the Moon. The bureau set up shop at the American Museum of Natural History, booking flights to leave the spaceport in New York City's Central Park on March 15th, 1975. In May 1949, National Army soldiers prevent farmers from selling vegetables within the city limits, China. A group of roller skaters kick their legs in unison at Brooklyn's Empire Rollerdrome in New York City. Photo by Alan Tannenbaum, 1977. Surfing in the Midwest, 1940s. Harrison Ford meeting with Queen Elizabeth II, 1978. (1944) Rescuing a fallen bald eagle by United States Navy men in the Pacific North. The Union Jack, as preparations were being made to fly the flag from the Victoria Tower at the Palace of Westminster in London, England, United Kingdom, around 1946. Changi Prison Camp, Singapore, 1945. All these men are wearing artificial limbs made in the camp by NX 67447, Warrant Officer Arthur Henry Mason Purden, 230th Battalion of East Maitland, New South Wales. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City, 1920s. Sioux Indian Man, 1900s. Ice bike ridden by its inventor Joe Steinlauf, Chicago, 1948. "22-year-old Kurt Cobain in front of the Colosseum in Rome, 1989. An Apache woman sits quietly with her child secured to a cradleboard on her back, photographed in 1873 in the American Southwest. Chicago policewomen checking for violations of the bathing suit length laws, 1921. Teenagers, 1957. A folding car designed by a German engineer, 1929. Jimmy Stewart meets with Boy Scouts, circa 1983. Harley-Davidson service car at work in 1931. Back in those days, it wasn't uncommon for an automobile agency to pick up a car at home and return it when they completed the work. Ali Khamenei visiting an American hostage, 1980. (1952), Hamburg, Germany. One of Louis the Robot's demonstrators gives Louis a tune-up after Louis's coat was removed. A formation of North American P-51 Mustangs of the 15th Fighter Group, moving from Saipan to their new base on Iwo Jima on March 7, 1945. A struggle session in Lhasa during the Cultural Revolution. The image shows the public humiliation struggle session of Tibetan figures in the 1960s. Steve Buscemi's elementary school yearbook photo from the 1960s. The German city of Dresden lies in ruins after World War II. Up to 25,000 German citizens lost their lives during the 4 British raids over the city, under orders of Air Marshal Arthur Harris, 1945. Audrey Hepburn while having a tough day of filming, 1952. Princess Zara Khanom Taj es Sultaneh, born in 1883 and died in 1936, who was considered a symbol of beauty in Persia in the early 1900s. Parade of Athletes, Tashkent, 1938 to 1939. A Los Angeles real estate ad, 1931. An iron worker during construction of the Columbia Tower, Seattle, 1984. Sappers of the 44th Motorized Engineering Brigade of the 3rd Ukrainian Front detonate unexploded ordnance. Bulgaria, 1944. Soldiers posing with oversized rifles to practice. ORTC, Aberdeen, Maryland, circa 1953. On August 6, 1970, Deborah Wolfe, 17, was chosen as Miss Smog America. Cannon Street Railway Bridge, London, 1923. An Italian family of immigrants entering the United States in the 1910s. A car used as a lawnmower, 1937. Blackfeet Indians at St. Mary Lake, Glacier National Park. May Day demonstration in ruined Stalingrad. In the foreground is the tail of a downed German Heinkel He-111 bomber, May 1, 1943. A family in Houston, Texas, ready with their supplies in case of an atomic bomb attack, 1954. Singer Madonna on East Village Street, New York City in 1983. Marcy Borders, a survivor of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. The photo became a symbol of the tragedy, and Marcy earned the nickname Dusty Lady. Man laughs as he is chased by a lady with a stick to jam his penny farthing, 1900. A man puts his head in a hippopotamus's mouth in Central Park, New York City, circa 1910. Photo of a female train conductor in London in 1916. While the men were fighting, women took on essential jobs like this. When the war ended, these jobs, unfortunately, became men only again. One of the very last pictures of Judy Garland, 1969. Afghan hunter with a fox mask, 1970s. "10 years after the United Kingdom legalised homosexuality, a gay kiss, in public, could still lead to arrest for public nuisance. At this early Pride March, a police officer turns a blind eye." London, 1977. The advance of units of the Soviet Southwestern Front across the Donets River in late summer 1943. Nazi propagandist Joseph Goebbels with his children, 1940s. United States Bloomington University student anti-war protest. A photo of Jack Black from 1992. He was 23 at the time. Bessie Stringfield was the first black woman to ride solo across the United States in 1930. Madonna, circa 1980s. In 1922, 16-year-old Canadian Aloha Vandervelde set out on an adventurous expedition around the world in a Ford Model T, becoming the first woman to circumnavigate the globe. A traffic policeman with a new baton-like flashlight in Kharkov, 1932. Young ladies sharing a laugh, circa 1910. A woman wears this shirt at the 1977 International Women's Year March, Texas. Debbie Harry singing with Kermit the Frog, 1980. Princess Alex von Hesse, future Tsarina Alexandra Feodorovna on her solo photo of May, 1875. Little girl rides a large race of dog while a smaller one poses behind her, circa 1920s. President Bush announces Allied forces airstrikes against Iraq, Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, January 17, 1991. An old photo showing a 4,000-year-old Sumerian classroom in Iraq. French gendarmes stand next to their patrol car, a Renault Alpina 110 sports car. Women enjoying drag. Loggers stand in the trunk of a tree felled in Tulare County, California, 1892. Chief Joseph, 1840 to September 21, 1904, whose real name was Hinmaton Yalaktit, was the chief of the Nez Perce Native Americans, a tribe that lived in what is now the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Italian actress Ornella Muti, 1974. The largest straw hat in the world, manufactured in America for advertisement purposes, around 1931. first swimming pool to be featured on a passenger liner, the Adriatic, 1907. An image of the most lethal sniper in history, the White Death. It is estimated that Simohei-ha killed more than 500 enemy soldiers during the winter conflict, 1940. Carrying the wine home for Mum and Dad, Rome, 1952. (1926) Los Angeles, California. Ruth, the 4-ton elephant, at the Algae Barn Circus celebrating her 30th birthday. Ruth had all her fellow elephants at the party, and also a 150-pound birthday cake 6 feet in diameter with 30 candles. Red Army soldiers and commanders inspect the national flag of Nazi Germany, captured in the Vitebsk region of Belarus. 1944. A magician performing a card trick, 1947. Pedestrians gather on the sidewalk to admire a model in a shop window wearing the latest swimsuit fashions, 1957. The East African maritime slave trade, early 20th century. Horseshoe Falls, Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, 1869. A Bailey electric car, powered by an Edison storage battery, photographed during its 1,000-mile endurance run in 1910. A Disney animator copies his character's facial expression by drawing it. Pizza Hut's co-founders, Frank and Dan Carney, in the 1970s. The brothers started Pizza Hut with $600 they borrowed from their mother in 1958. Jaws of a Megalodon Shark, United States, 1929. Captured alien staged photo. Pope John Paul II and his Ferrari, 1988. The crowd at the first Rock in Rio, Rio de Janeiro, 1985. A photograph of a Victorian-era laughing gas party where people gathered to inhale nitrous oxide for entertainment. These events became popular in the late 1800s, before the gas was widely adopted in medical and dental settings. Children listened to a battery-powered radio set up on a table in a swimming pool in Washington, D.C. in July 1924. Autochrome photograph of RMS Mauritania in dry dock, 1928. Quartermaster Fabry, 1st Hussars, veteran of the Napoleonic Wars, pictured in uniform May 5, 1858. Actors Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in their Jaguar XK-12 zero-kiss goodbye to their son Stephen at their Holmby Hills home in Los Angeles in 1952. Fidel Castro in the United States, 1959. Bicycle with a high seat. Ornella Muti, 1980. Polio vaccine air shipment, April 1955. A Japanese Mitsubishi A6M2 Zeke kamikaze aircraft begins its fatal dive toward a United States Navy ship during the Marianas Campaign, 1944. Julius Nyerere, the first president of Tanzania, celebrating Tanganyika's full independence in 1961. Ricky Henderson broke Lou Brock's record for most stolen bases in a season in 1982. Holocaust survivor Joseph Gutmann reunites with his liberator and adoptive father, Master Sergeant William Best, December 24, 1948. Charlene Hunter is interviewed as she arrives to her first day of classes in the newly integrated University of Georgia, January 20, 1961. Staff at the Field Museum in Chicago working on a Daspletosaurus fossil at the time thought to be Gorgosaurus, 1956. Herero and Nema genocide prisoners in chain, German Southwest Africa, Herero uprising 1904 to 1908. Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries, 1993. An Inuit woman carries their babies in cold weather clothing, 1940. Evacuee Barry Peacock eating an ice cream while sitting on a naval mine that had washed up on the beach at Deal in Kent, England in 1940. Couple in New York Harbor, Model and Sainte Marie, Vogue, August 1958. In the late 19th century, the Iceman was sometimes blamed for leading women astray. Because the job required great physical strength, his regular visits to homes worried some husbands who were often away at work, 1890s. Singer Bobby Darin stands next to a hand-built car named the Bobby Darin Dream Car on March 31st, 1961. But Gotthold and Anita Zellberg. Protesters marching for the Scottsboro, 1933. King Abdulaziz during conquest of Arabia 1923. Queen Margherita of Italy, with her son, the future Victor Emmanuel III, circa 1870. Young lady with her saddle shoes working on them, either waxing them or painting them, circa 1950s. One of the most famous couples of the 80s, Dolph Lundgren and Grace Jones. Eugen Sandow, one of the first bodybuilders in history, posing in 1902. Carrie Fisher, 80s. Ava Gardner, 1942. Pamela Anderson in her youth, 1991.